Comment, guys. Hit that like button. Let's talk about it.
This is a sickness!
Let's get it. What's up, guys? What is going on? This is a very, very late stream. I won't be on here for too long because it's very late. I just got finished with some stuff there. You know, and so I said, you know what? I saw some news, so I said, you know, let's talk about that news. So in the comments we have Mario. He's talking about you know the slip space engine is outdated, 25 years, just like the internet speed in my village. That's a sick pony there, man. Yatuza, my brother, what up, man? I'm doing okay, man. I'm doing okay. And then we have Backstrap Man. Backstrap Man, you're up a little late, man. You are up late. And then we have a Brisk Clown. What up? What is going on? So I just saw some news drop there. Some big Halo news. So this whole weekend we saw where Halo had their championships, and every day it seems like they have been dropping some big news there for Halo. We saw not too long ago that they dropped some big news when it comes to Halo in third person view. And you know, some Halo guys have been speculating what that can mean for Halo, playing Halo in third person instead of first person, what it could mean for the franchise. We know for the past few years, the majority of games that has dominated multiplayer online is third person view. Well, of course, with the exception of Call of Duty, but games like Fortnite, Overwatch, all those games are in third person's view. And I mean, that is what all the kids are going for these days, third person shooting. Are you guys hearing me well? Let's make sure you guys are hearing me well. Yeah, so yeah, this is what is happening right now. This Halo Championships just released just this weekend, and every day they have been dropping bombs when it comes to this this particular championship. Now, the news that was recently announced, let's see if we could get this article here from IGN of all places. Okay, I'm good. Nice. Right. Let's see if we can share something here, and then we'll look at the video. All right. So this is some big news, guys. This is some big news. I wish I could get interview a Halo guy here to hear his thoughts. But I don't have a professional in Halo. I mean, I used to play Halo back in the day, but I know that I would have dropped off the scene for some time now. But I know this is big news for Halo players and for Xbox fans, because basically Halo basically made Xbox. Without Halo, I don't know where Xbox would have been. So let's see what they say here concerning Halo. So this article is from IGN. It just released. It says, future Halo games moving to Unreal Engine 5 as 343 Industries rebrands multiple projects in development. Yeah, so we are seeing gone are the days of 343. I believe they are calling that studio now Halo Studios. So this, they basically took the branding and they are running with it. So 343 is no more. They are dead. And like anything else, let's send off a 343 with a little, not a too long of a barbarian, but let's 343 or Brandon, it's dead. It was good while it lasted, 343. But now, it's time for the new era. Right, that's it. It's dead. Let's move on. So yes, it's saying this. The future of Halo is starting to come into focus. During Sunday's Halo World Championships, 343 Industries made a number of announcements, including that it will officially be changing its name to Halo Studios, and that it's working on multiple games. Now, what are these multiple games? We know that they just finished the expansion for Halo Infinite. What are these multiple games in production there at Halo Studios? In addition, the newly rebranded studio say that all future projects will be developed on Unreal Engine, leaving behind the slipspace engine utilized by Halo Infinite. Now, we know that the slipspace engine was a very capable engine, and we know that it looked good. I mean, Halo Infinite, I find looked beautiful. But let's read on and see. The announcements were unveiled in a 7-minute video shown ahead of the Halo World Championships Grand Finals, which showcased the results of Project Foundry, an experimental project designed to show a Halo game built using the Unreal Engine. While it's not much more than a tech demo, it offers a glimpse at at a fresh beginning of Xbox flagship franchise in wake of the 2021's Halo Infinite, right? So this is big. From ever since Microsoft has always, tried to have their in-house engine. I believe Halo 4, was it Halo 4? Was on Unreal Engine. I could be wrong with that, but one of the Halos did go on Unreal already. But this one here, we are seeing the new Halos going forward would be made on the Unreal Engine. Now, guys, at this point in time, let's look at the video and let's see what is this glimpse in the future when it comes to the Halo franchise. And we'll stop it in between, and anything that stands out for us, we would talk about it, right? Let's look at this. Present. Let's look at this new Halo engine here. All right. So I believe IGN had the exclusive scoop. Let me know if you all hear the audio.
Chris Matthews, take one. Mark.
This is Casey Wu, take one. Mark.
I was told that I can just be my authentic self, Chris.
For 6 years, I don't want to be in front of a camera.
There's so much to do and so much fun to be had when you play Halo that I feel like I never run out of things to do.
I love intricate stories that take place across lots of different worlds, have lots of different meaningful characters.
What made
let me just say, I started to play Halo at Halo 3. That could have been years ago. That could have been more than 8 years ago. I started to play Halo. Halo 3 is what basically convinced me that Xbox was leagues ahead with the the communication via online, the online chat. Halo 3 was just a different type of game. Different type of game for me.
Halo successful at the beginning? What is the legacy of Halo, and what's the soul that we want to bring forward, and what's the craft of making Halo games, and how do we set our studio at best to go deliver on that?
We knew we had to make a change in order to take us into the future.
When I first heard about Halo moving on Unreal Engine, my first thought was, this is going to be a really hard secret to keep.
I think fans are going to be excited about the future of Halo because of the possibilities that are afforded us by using Unreal.
Before, we really had...
Now, let me throw a question out to the audience, right? Let me just throw a question out to the audience. Seeing that Microsoft, Xbox has changed their strategy, do you think, hear me out, do you think there is a possibility that after Microsoft changes Halo to Unreal Engine, it goes to other platforms? I mean, that day would be a very crazy day. But do you think it is a possibility that Halo going to Unreal Engine, an engine that is used by multiple platforms, that this game has a very high possibility of going multi-plat? I mean, I wouldn't want Microsoft to do that, but let me hear what you think.
Had to split our focus in thinking about building an engine, supporting it, being really kind of a tech company and a studio at the same time. Since we've made the change to shift to UE, we can bring Halo forward in ways that people have never seen before while still being true to what Halo is.
The Foundry project was an effort to show ourselves how far we can push things using Unreal 5.
New studio art director, Chris, came to me and said, hey, I have this crazy idea.
He said, hey, there's this thing called Project Foundry that I want to do.
What up, Joseph? What up?
Let's make it happen.
Foundry specifically is based around the same concept of the Foundry in Halo lore. It's the place where Halo rings are born. It's not a game, it's a research project for our studio so we can prepare ourselves for the next steps of making Halo games.
How is it looking, guys? How is it looking? I know it's coming off kind of grainy over the stream, but just based on what you can see, how is this looking?
The original Halo franchise was a graphics showcase. It was best in class. That's what Halo was when it first was released, and that's what Halo needs to be again.
So one of the main reasons they said they are going to the Unreal Engine is because of the graphics. I know Halo Infinite didn't look bad, but let's see.
So once Project Foundry had been approved, we took the entire creative team and we ideated on 3 locations, something old, something new, and something really alien.
We had the Pacific Northwest, which is sort of traditional Halo biome.
We were trying to shove as much foliage in there as humanly possible to make it really feel like you're on a hike in the, Cascades.
The Cold Lands, which was the second biome that we took on, it was more of a technical showcase where
it does look good, guys. Look at the reflection of the light, the blue light. There's reflection in the water. It looks good.
We could play with shaders, we could play with deformable landscapes and terrains. Unreal affords us more opportunity than we've ever had in the past.
On the surface, it might just look all like snow, but how many layers of things combine to really give that winter look?
And then our third biome was the Blightlands, which is any land.
I mean, this one out of all looks, although it looks disgusting, I mean, this one looks the most how to say, technically advanced, this blight land.
That's been completely taken over by the flood.
I wanted to give our team the opportunity to really express an alien world, a really alien world, taking something way further than they may have actually done in previous Halo games.
What's impressed me about watching the Halo team work in Unreal is how beautiful everything looks, how incredible the environments look. I don't think we've seen anything quite like it in Unreal Engine before.
Fortunately, we have a studio that's really passionate about Halo, about the look and the feel. And, I think there's a lot of hunger to really collaborate, to move forward together.
Foundry was an initiative that touched on every part of the creative process, everything from concept art, VFX.
What up, Victor Bernard? What up?
Characters, vehicles, and weapons to make the future games of Halo.
Creating an asset, taking this design, now we can really dig into material foundations. What is it actually made of? How is it physically accurate to the world? Now we get to take all the wonderful Lego.
I mean, this does look good, guys. I mean, I would implore you guys to go and watch this video afterwards. It does look good. I mean, the graphics there on the Unreal Engine 5, I mean, it looks good. And this is just a work in progress. I mean,
legacy assets that we have, bring them to life and bring them to today's standards.
We are really excited to be not just working on multiple projects, but also expanding our studio.
As a lifelong Halo player, I think the game's only going to get better when we get those new, unique perspectives and people bring in their expertise and passion for the Halo franchise.
We are looking for new talent as the projects that we're working on kind of get further and further into their development cycles.
And it is great to be part of a team that's growing because you can kind of see that force multiplied as people come in and take on challenges.
Victor says, Victor, a member, he's saying, what's up, Island? Halo is gonna look crazy now. 4K 60 only Xbox can handle Unreal Engine. Sony's holding back gaming. Talk it, man.
And you can do more.
Imagine a place where you have the commitment that this is what we want to do, Halo games, and create those experiences. And you can express your talent, your creativity, and your professional ambitions in that place.
We're looking for designers, we're looking for artists, we're looking for engineers.
It feels like a new beginning for the studio in a lot of ways, and I think that's pretty rare.
And I think we arrived now at a point where you see the beginnings of people to start to believe in the process.
There's so much momentum that we have right now and focus and clarity on not just what we're building, but why we're...
Oh, anonymous boss, man. Yeah, buddy, they have a sickness. You better believe it.
Building and kind of this next phase of Halo.
The worlds that we're building, the stories that we're going after.
The potential at Halo right now is huge.
Halo Infinite was the last remnants of how we made Halo games in the past. That was our recipe. And what we're doing right now, we're changing that recipe.
So you all heard that? They are saying they are no longer going to make Halo the way they used to make Halo. So this is something that 343 should have done a long time, because the time has changed. We're seeing what is very popular now. Yes, it is something that you could maybe make the transition by gradually showing your old-time fans the new process. But in order to remain relevant in this gaming industry, 343 needed to come up to the current FPS like Fortnite, Overwatch. And I mean, this third-party mode would eventually do that, but it's very clear that Halo is changing. The devs just said it's going to change, but it's very exciting to see what they are going to do with Halo. What are the new games that are being made? A new dawn. Well, that is it. That is it. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about that? You guys are excited for a new style of Halo? Are you guys excited for what Halo could be in the near future? Now, I did ask, there might be a possibility that Halo goes to other platforms, but we'll have to wait and see. I mean, if Microsoft does that, that would be a very, very big day in gaming. I mean, I don't want Halo to go anywhere but Xbox platforms. But we'll have to see what Xbox and Microsoft is going to do with that. But it does look good. We look forward to it, right? Yes, and that will be very disappointing. Yakuza. Agreed. We have Robert Jr. with the $2 donut. Thank you very much, my brother. Let me see if I could pin that up. $2 donut there from Robert. Now let's look at this here. Let's shift gears and let's look at the PlayStation 5 Pro. We know that this console had some controversy when it comes to the pricing and all its capabilities. Some persons are saying it's worth the price. Others are saying hell to the nose. This ain't worth those $800. But let's look and see what the Digital Foundry said about one of the games that would be coming out on PlayStation 5 Pro, and that is The Last of Us. They had a comparison, and you guys be the judge. Let me know if the upgrade from this new Last of Us, if it is worth $800. Let's listen to Digital Foundry as they compare Last of Us, all the versions, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 5 Pro, and the rest. We know there's a lot of different versions. Let's look at this here. All right, let's look at this here. Digital Foundry, yeah? Is this showing on for you guys? Let me just... Right. Tell me what you think about
aiming to deliver a 4K-like visual experience at a full-fat 60 FPS frame rate target by utilizing Sony's new machine learning-based PSSR upscaling solution.
So as you guys can see here, this is what persons who buy the PlayStation 5 Pro would be getting. We are seeing that this is a backpack, and we are seeing this the visuals on the far left is rather blurry. The middle one is sort of clearer, and the middle one is kind of clearer. But this is what the question is $800 worth, you seeing your backpack a little clearer? I know Backstrap Man might want that, seeing that he loves backpacks.
So how does PSSR fare in our first extended look at the technology? Is this a good replacement?
Wow, look at the difference, guys. Could you see the difference? Could you see the power? The raw power of an $800 console?
For native 4K, or does it fall short of that lofty target?
Wow. Come on, guys.
Developer Naughty Dog is refreshingly open about the basic rendering setup in this update. The new Pro mode on PS5 Pro consoles delivers a 4K final image with PSSR upsampling from a 1440p internal resolution.
So 1440p, and they're going to upscale this game to 4K, right? This is what Digital Foundry is saying here.
At a full 60 frames per second. That means we're looking at a new rendering option that superficially seems similar to the old performance mode, with the same internal rendering resolution and frame rate target. So most image quality differences here should come down to that new reconstruction method. In side-by-sides, the PSSR upscale is...
Wow, look at this jacket, guys. This jacket is unbelievable. This is the raw power. I mean, this thing looks so scrumptious, guys. I mean, who could deny that this is worth...
so good and tasty?
I mean, who could deny that this is worth this money? Look at that.
Delivering a lot of extra image detail relative to the old 1440p render.
Wow.
The difference can be surprisingly stark.
Are you guys seeing the extra rocks? You all seeing the extra rocks? I mean, that is like $50 in rocks right there, man. Value for your money.
climbs, like with the fine textures and water droplets on Abby's backpack here.
You guys heard it? The PlayStation 5 Pro will offer you more water droplets on your backpacks when you play this version. More water droplets. Wow, wow, wow. You guys are getting more than $30 of water droplets on the PlayStation 5 Pro. More than $30 of droplets. Wow.
Which are rendered with much more detail on Pro. The Last of Us Part 2 has some very nice art aspects.
Look at that. Look at this, guys. You guys could practically see the slightly blurry leaves. It's a little, blurrier. Wow, this is amazing.
Sets, and PSSR exposes a lot of texture detail that's obscured on the base machine. It's also doing a good job of avoiding moire patterns on fine texture detail, which is very good for an upsampling solution.
I mean, you could get to see Joel veins more. I'm seeing veins. Good lord.
Texture art at oblique angles also resolves more clearly, though I believe anisotropic filtering settings are unchanged. Geometric edges also look quite a bit sharper and better defined than on the base console. The PS5 looked fine, but it had a slightly soft focus look on the 4K set, with edge detail deadened by a more moderate rendering resolution combined with TAA. The Pro delivers a much stronger result here, without the blurred edges that are characteristic of regular upscalers. Perhaps the most obvious edge, though, comes down to the way the game's alpha-tested foliage resolves. The game's old foliage had a slightly
you guys are getting
appearance
some
range
foliage
and tended to look coarser
some
in
cabbage,
general, even at a closer distance to the
some
camera.
celeries.
PSSR is doing a better job of resolving these elements, and it looks like the art may have been tweaked to help accommodate this as well. Image detail at rest is improved quite a lot overall. The extent that matters depends on how you choose to play PS5, whether you view the game at close range on a monitor, where image...
Yo, Yakuza with $2 Yakuza tax, man. Here he says, why didn't they show Unreal Engine 5 games absolute Sony scam?
Image clarity differences are often more apparent, or at a far distance on a TV, or sometimes they can seem more subdued. One issue that is quite apparent at all viewing...
So that's some new feature, guys. You all heard the new feature? So say, for instance, you have a television. You don't need to sit as close to the television because PS5 Pro is allowing you now to go back at least 2 feet away from your television because the image is a little bit sharper. So thanks to PlayStation 5 Pro, you can no longer sit too close to your TV. You could just scoot back 2 feet and get a nice sharper image. Thanks for the PlayStation 5 Pro for doing this for us.
Ranges, though, is image breakup, as flickering on high contrast edges tends to catch the eye, even if a slight softness throughout the frame is harder to perceive. Here the Pro delivers pretty solid results. Pushing forward through the scene tends to cause quite a lot of image breakup on the regular console, as you can observe the...
But you know what's funny, guys? All of this was never an issue when this game was being reviewed. When The Last of Us 2 was being reviewed, none of this came up. Isn't that amazing?
The appearance of aliasing over many frames, but the Pro is substantially better. Foliage in particular sees a big bump, with slight...
The graphics of this game was never an issue. Everybody hailed The Last of Us as being, a graphical showcase. Now all of a sudden, it's a problem? What are we really doing here, man?
AI upscale artifacts and a bit of blur, proving preferable to the aliasing that was dominant before. In some instances, we find similar breakup across both machines, like with the strings here, but PS5 Pro is typically giving us...
We have Robert Jr., he said, this is the type of stuff that makes me feel bad for Xbox One back in 2013. Still had games. Yeah. So this is what Sony is doing. They're just making a sharper image and selling you guys
a lot more image detail,
selling these ponies it, man.
Other typical pain points for temporal AA techniques.
Thank you for that $5 dono, man.
Hair appears a bit less dithered.
So this is what? Look at the strands of hair. Now you guys could sit back and count every strand of hair from Abby. I mean, come on, man. Isn't this amazing?
And resolves with more detail. Screen space reflections often appear more temporally stable here and coherent, though I did note a small visual bug in this scene, and puddles sometimes reveal additional checkerboard-like SSR artifacts on Pro. There's also no obvious issues with 2D elements like the snowflakes here, which can sometimes cause issues with trails with reconstruction solutions. The comparison with performance mode perhaps flatters the Pro a little bit.
I mean, look at this, guys. Look at the difference. Wow! This girl looks like a dude, man. Jeez. This chick looks like a dude. What's going on here, man?
Because the baseline expectation is that the Pro should be delivering a better image. But what about the PS5's fidelity mode, which offers a full 4K image with TAA at a default 30 FPS? The most obvious difference is that the Pro is actually resolving more image detail, which is especially...
Guys, they're really focusing on these droplets. I mean, you guys are getting much more droplets on the PlayStation 5 Pro. You guys could see, a big difference in droplets. You get 5 additional droplets on the PlayStation 5 Pro version of The Last of Us 2. Sony is really giving, PlayStation fans value for their money this generation. Wow.
Clear in texture art. Edge detail also appears somewhat sharper, and the foliage also takes on a more refined appearance on Pro.
Wow, this one looks like mud. And this is what was a graphical showcase to these reviewers. This side looks like mud.
Pro. I think it's important to realize that some of these detail bumps are not going to be apparent from a typical viewing distance for most players, given the 4K image on the base machine.
Let me just give a shout out to Oscar, Rob, Venomous Viper, and Garden State Boss. What up, guys? Welcome.
But if we do take a closer look, they do stand out. There are definitely some elements where PSSR is just doing a flat-out better job resolving fine detail than the old TAA.
Guys, honestly, this is the PlayStation 5 Pro on the right-hand side. They can't be serious. It looks identical to the fidelity mode in this particular shot. Look at this. It looks blurry on the PlayStation 5 Pro side. What's the difference here? Amazing.
Like with these metal bars. Sometimes it does look just a touch sharp though to my eyes, which wouldn't be that noticeable on a TV screen, but does sometimes look slightly unnatural in close.
Wow. Look at these snowflakes. Although I would say the fidelity mode in this shot has more snowflakes than the Pro. Come on, Sony, don't rob us our snowflakes, please. We are paying big bucks, $800, and if it is you promise more snowflakes on the PlayStation 5 Pro, we deserve not to be slighted or cheated. Give us our snowflakes, Sony, you bastards.
Close-ups. One rare exception can come down to water rendering, where the fast-moving stream here suffers from a little bit of additional blur across the water surface with a softer riverbed below. Here, the performance mode in Pro delivers similar results, with the fidelity mode appearing substantially sharper.
Guys, when do you think the PlayStation gamers will wise up? I mean, I believe we have already reached, let's say, a plateau or the roof when it comes to really good games. I think the game platforms should revolutionize other aspects of games. But when it comes to graphics, you cannot sell a console. We already reached the point. What is the big difference? I am not seeing a significant difference on the PlayStation 5 Pro compared to the PlayStation 5. Nothing here is blowing my mind. Nothing here is melting my eyeballs. What is going on here? How these ponies can see that it is slightly sharper and you're going to pay $800 for that? Nah, man.
Transparencies like this often suffer a bit with reconstruction, though the results here look fine enough, I'd say. Image stability is somewhat more mixed. Head-to-heads in most scenes
look at this!
Reveal the...
Guys, look at this shot here. If I was to remove these labels here, could you tell the difference? Fidelity mode on the PlayStation 5 And the PlayStation 5 Pro mode, it looks almost identical. Wow.
That both machines offer a consistent and temporally stable image from a normal viewing distance. There is a bit of a trend on Pro to resolve a bit more image detail while also suffering from extra image breakup. For instance, these strings on the base console become faint and flicker lightly in and out of view, while the Pro resolves sharper lines that have a tendency to pulse over multiple frames.
So you guys are getting sharper lines. You guys are getting sharper lines on these strings here. If you are playing these games, guys, be honest. If you are playing this game, are you concerned about how sharp these lines are? Are you going to stop and say, "Wow, these lines are flickering"? I'm losing the zeal to play this game. I mean, I can't go on playing this game because these lines aren't sharp. Come on, man.
The Pro definitely delivers clearer foliage rendering, but we do see obvious breakup, and occasionally a bit of blur as well, which seems somewhat characteristic of PSSR. Some scenes, like this walking shot in Jackson, expose substantially more breakup on Pro than the base console here.
Wow. So we are seeing some more breakup on Pro. Sony's robbing someone here, man.
Though again with improved detail across the scene, particularly in the foliage. In typical play though, I think both options are doing a good enough job for console play. Most of the underlying visual settings on PS5 Pro though appear to be the same as the PS5 performance mode.
Rob, chill, man. Rob said legend has it that the PlayStation 5 Pro has a 4090 in it, according to these brain-dead ponies.
Seems pretty common on PS5 Pro 60 FPS modes, but it doesn't affect the visuals much at all here actually, because those settings are nearly identical to begin with. In certain rare instances, we can observe a bit of pop-in that isn't present in the fidelity mode, like with these sandbags in this cutscene, where the performance mode and Pro deliver identical results.
Wow, you all heard that? The Pro and the fidelity mode delivers identical results. So it's not to say like The Last of Us 2, you are getting a sharper image throughout the entire game. There are some scenes, according to this video here, that they are saying the scenes is identical with the base PlayStation 5. So what are these guys paying for? This was just a brief highlight, guys. This was just a brief highlight showing everyone very clear that it's clear Sony is robbing these guys blind. I can't believe they are not seeing it. But it is what it is. It is what it is. These guys are paying for nothing. For zilch. But if they have the money, let them pay it. But guys, this was just a short stream. I just said I'll come on. I didn't stream for a while. I mean, we just saw that big news there from Halo. Halo is changing forever. 343 is no more. The name of the studio now is Halo Studios. This could basically change Halo forever, but we'll have to see how it goes as time goes on. But for those of you who rocked out, thank you. I did say the stream was going to be short. If any other big news comes on, you guys will get a pop-up stream then. But until then, guys, thanks everyone. You know, Yataza, Robert Jr., thank you guys for supporting the stream. Thank you guys for rocking out with me, man. Hit that like button on your way out. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.